If you look at a map of North Carolina,
there's a dot in the middle.
the word Bisco is right beside that dot.
Charlie Gaddy's hometown.
It's a wonderful little town. Kind of reminds me of Mayberry. And I can remember sitting on the steps of our little house and hearing Ed Murrow
on the radio from London, 1940.
There's another searchlight.
While the bombs were falling.
Just a few people here walking rather hurriedly toward the air raid shelters.
But the idea that Ed Murrow was talking to Daddy and me in Bisco just made the hair stand up on my head. And I thought, I sure would like to be a broadcaster.
But instead, young Charlie went to Washington to study law.
I didn't flunk out. I always quick to say that. But after I got into contracts, torts, and legal methods, I thought, oh my God. I just threw in the towel and started knocking on doors at the huge broadcast stations up there. And I got in one of them at NBC as a page boy.
It's where he met his future wife, Nancy, an executive secretary at NBC.
She had this great figure, and this little summer dress was weaving back and forth, and I just thought I need to get to know that girl.
This is NBC.
There was an audition for summer replacement announcer, and that's how I got on the air. I had to give the system cue after Meet the Press. This is the NBC television network. That was all I had to say. But I'll tell you, my hands broke out in a sweat, and that was back when we had to keep the log for the FCC. And my hands perspired so I was smearing the ink and everything.
Good morning and welcome to our FM listeners.
He learned of a job opening in Raleigh.
Reading commercials, reading news.
And hosting a show.
And it was a telephone call-in thing. And it got to be very popular. And that's how I got over to Channel 5.
Because Channel 5 wanted Charlie for its show.
It's Good Morning Charlie, the show that makes you the star.
At times, he was a singing star.
For tonight, I'm going to see Mama Jeremy. Oh.
But eventually, he became the WRAL news anchor.
Good evening, I'm Charlie Gaddy, and welcome to our new expanded edition of Action News 5.
He was on the desk and in the field for 24 years.
The hot and arid summer of 1977 continues tonight.
Tell me about the Robesonian newspaper and the hostage situation.
Oh, my goodness. Eddie Hatcher, American Indian activist, went in there with a shotgun.
What will it take for you to just put the guns down and let those people get out of there?
I talked to him and I said, Eddie, you've got to put that gun down. And he said, well, I want to talk with Governor Hunt. So I put Hatcher and the governor on the phone together, and Governor Hunt talked him into putting the gun down.
The tornado that struck Raleigh in 1988.
We were coming in here with the firemen and the rescue people at the same time. We were that early.
The 50th anniversary of D-Day.
And the people of this part of France would have true heroes for life.
That was one of the most emotional stories.
The White Crosses.
Takes your breath away. There's the sacrifice right there in front of you.
Action News 5 with Charlie Gaddy.
I found news made my life enriched in so many ways.
The man in the White House now is President Ronald Reagan.
Charlie retired from WRAL in 1994.
My father died at 65. Now, I was 63 when I retired. I didn't think I was going to die at 65, but I thought, well, maybe 70 or maybe 75. Well, here I am. Here I am, 90.
90 and grateful and wise.
The young people would say to me, what is the secret? I said, there is no secret. You follow the truth, and you're fair, and you just use your common sense.
The temperature inside these tents, 110 degrees.
I do feel good about what I've done because I've seen things and I couldn't have imagined being a boy from Bisco. It was amazing, really.